The rise and legacy of the British Empire. Welcome to History Unveiled, an in-depth exploration of one of history's most remarkable phenomena, the rise and legacy of the British Empire. From its humble beginnings on a small island in the North Atlantic, Britain grew to command a global empire that shaped the course of history, leaving an enduring imprint on cultures, economies, and politics worldwide. In this comprehensive narrative, we delve into the roots, expansion, influence, and eventual decline of the British Empire. Let's embark on this fascinating journey. The foundations of empire. The story of the British Empire begins long before it became a global superpower. In the early medieval period, England was one among many European kingdoms, grappling with internal strife and external threats. However, a combination of resilience, ambition, and geographic advantages set the stage for its imperial ambitions. In 1066, the Norman conquest brought significant political and cultural changes to England, consolidating it under a centralized monarchy. This period laid the groundwork for a strong state apparatus, which would later enable overseas expansion. By the late medieval period, England was recovering from the 100 Years' War and the War of the Roses, emerging as a stable and unified kingdom. Economic factors also played a crucial role. The growth of trade with continental Europe, combined with a burgeoning merchant class, set the stage for England's maritime ambitions. Wool exports to Flanders were a cornerstone of the economy, fostering relationships with powerful trading cities. The establishment of the Tudor dynasty in 1485 brought stability and a renewed focus on exploration and commerce. The Age of Discovery. The late 15th and early 16th centuries marked the Age of Discovery, a period of unprecedented maritime exploration. European powers like Spain and Portugal were charting new trade routes to Asia and the Americas. England, under the Tudor dynasty, sought to join this race. John Cabot's voyage in 1497 was a significant milestone, marking England's first foray into transatlantic exploration. Although his discoveries did not lead to immediate colonization, they symbolized England's growing ambitions. During this era, privateers and explorers like Sir Francis Drake and Sir Walter Raleigh challenged Spanish dominance on the high seas, laying the foundation for England's naval supremacy. The Elizabethan era was transformative. Queen Elizabeth V's reign saw the establishment of the first English trading companies, such as the Muscovy Company and the East India Company. These enterprises expanded trade networks to Russia, the Levant, and the Indian Ocean. The defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588 was a turning point, solidifying England's naval power and opening the door for further maritime expansion. Exploration profoundly influenced the British Empire's trajectory and global relations. Beyond economic gain, these expeditions introduced Britain to new cultures, resources, and opportunities. Scientific endeavors often accompanied voyages, such as those led by Captain James Cook, whose explorations of the Pacific mapped uncharted territories and catalogued flora, fauna, and indigenous cultures. These efforts significantly expanded Western knowledge and placed Britain at the forefront of global exploration. The effects of exploration resonated deeply within Britain itself. Wealth from colonial trade bolstered industries and funded monumental projects like the expansion of London. Spices, sugar, tobacco, and tea, goods previously exotic, became staples in British society, influencing cultural habits and lifestyles. Additionally, exploration ignited competition among European powers, forcing Britain to refine its strategies and innovate in diplomacy, trade, and military endeavors. Early colonization. The 17th century marked the beginning of England's colonial ventures. In 1607, Jamestown was established in Virginia, becoming the first permanent English settlement in North America. Despite initial struggles, the colony survived, paving the way for further expansion. The The Pilgrims' arrival on the Mayflower in 1620 and the establishment of the Massachusetts Bay Colony were significant milestones. English colonies in the Americas grew rapidly, driven by economic opportunities, religious freedom, and the exploitation of natural resources. Tobacco, sugar, and cotton plantations became economic powerhouses, often relying on enslaved labor. The transatlantic slave trade, in which England played a central role, became a dark yet integral part of the empire's economic framework. Simultaneously, the East India Company expanded England's presence in Asia. Founded in 1600, the company established trading posts in India, challenging Portuguese and Dutch dominance. By the late 17th century, England had established a foothold in key regions, setting the stage for future colonial domination. The 18th century, consolidation and expansion. The 18th century was a period of significant growth for the British Empire. The Union of England and Scotland in 1707 created the Kingdom of Great Britain, uniting their resources and ambitions. During this period, Britain's colonial holdings in the Americas and the Caribbean expanded, fueled by the lucrative plantation economy. The 7 Years' War, 1756-1763, was a pivotal moment in Britain's imperial history. Often referred to as the first global conflict, it pitted Britain against France in a struggle for dominance. Victories in Canada, the Caribbean, and India solidified Britain's status as a preeminent colonial power. The Treaty of Paris in 1763 granted Britain vast territories including Canada, Florida, and significant parts of India. While Britain celebrated these successes, tensions were brewing in the American colonies. Discontent over taxation and governance led to the American Revolution, 1775 to 1783. The loss of the 13 colonies was a significant blow, but it did not deter Britain from seeking new opportunities. The empire turned its attention to Asia, Africa, and the Pacific, embarking on a new phase of expansion. The Industrial Revolution and imperial growth. The late 18th and early 19th centuries witnessed the Industrial Revolution, a transformative period that positioned Britain as the workshop of the world. Technological advancements in manufacturing, transportation, and communication fueled economic growth and strengthened the empire. 1. Advances in manufacturing. The development of mechanized production processes revolutionized industries such as textiles, metallurgy, and engineering. Inventions like the spinning jenny, power loom, and steam engine significantly increased efficiency and output, transforming Britain into the world's leading industrial economy. 2. Transportation. Innovations. The advent of steam power marked a new era in transportation. Railways connected industrial centers with ports, facilitating the swift movement of goods and raw materials. The Great Western Railway, spearheaded by engineers like Isambard Kingdom Brunel, became a symbol of Britain's technological prowess. Steamships, meanwhile, revolutionized maritime trade, reducing travel times and increasing the reliability of long-distance shipping. 3. Communication breakthroughs. The invention of the telegraph in the mid-19th century transformed global communication. The laying of undersea cables, such as the first transatlantic cable in 1858, enabled real-time communication between Britain and its colonies, enhancing administrative efficiency and military coordination. 4. Urbanization and infrastructure. The Industrial Revolution spurred rapid urbanization, with cities like Manchester, Birmingham, and Glasgow emerging as industrial hubs. This period also saw significant investments in infrastructure, including bridges, canals, and water supply systems, which supported both domestic growth and colonial administration. 5. Scientific and technological advancements. The Industrial Revolution was a time of unparalleled scientific inquiry and innovation. Figures like Michael Faraday, James Clerk Maxwell, and Charles Darwin made groundbreaking contributions to fields ranging from electromagnetism to evolutionary biology. These advancements not only bolstered Britain's industrial capabilities, but also reinforced its global prestige. Influential British scientists and their global impact. The British Empire's rise was fueled not only by economic and military might, but also by a profound commitment to scientific discovery and innovation. British scientists profoundly influenced global progress, leaving a legacy that continues to shape the modern world. 1. Isaac Newton, 1643 to 1727. Often regarded as one of the greatest scientists in history, Newton's laws of motion and universal gravitation revolutionized our understanding of the physical world. His work laid the foundation for classical mechanics, which became crucial for advancements in engineering, navigation, and astronomy. 2. Charles Darwin, 1809 to 1882. Darwin's theory of evolution by natural selection, presented in On the Origin of Species, transformed biology and influenced disciplines as diverse as anthropology and psychology. His ideas challenged traditional beliefs and sparked debates that reshaped scientific and cultural thought. 3. James Clerk. Maxwell, 1831 to 1879. Maxwell's equations describing electromagnetism unified previously separate forces of electricity and magnetism. His work paved the way for innovations in communication technologies, including the telegraph and radio, which were vital to the Empire's global connectivity. 4. Michael Faraday, 1791 to 1867. Faraday's pioneering experiments in electricity and magnetism laid the groundwork for the development of electric generators and motors. His contributions to the understanding of electromagnetic fields had profound implications for industrialization and modern technology. 5. Ada Lovelace, 1815 to 1852. Known as the first computer programmer, Lovelace worked on Charles Babbage's analytical engine, envisioning its potential beyond numerical calculations. Her visionary ideas foreshadowed the development of modern computing. 6. Joseph Banks, 1743-1820. As a naturalist and explorer, Banks accompanied Captain James Cook on his voyages, collecting and cataloguing plant species from around the world. His contributions to botany and agriculture enhanced global knowledge and facilitated the exchange of crops and ideas between colonies. 7. Edward Jenner, 1749 to 1823. Jenner's development of the smallpox vaccine marked the beginning of modern immunology. His work saved countless lives and demonstrated the transformative potential of medical science in improving global health. 8. Alexander Fleming, 1881-1955. Fleming's discovery of penicillin revolutionized medicine, ushering in the age of antibiotics. This breakthrough not only saved millions of lives, but also showcased the global impact of British scientific ingenuity. The 19th century, the age of imperialism. The 19th century is often referred to as the age of imperialism, and Britain was at the forefront. The empire expanded into Africa, the Pacific, and the Middle East, driven by a mix of economic interests, strategic considerations, and the ideology of the white man's burden. The colonization of Africa intensified during the scramble for Africa in the late 19th century. Britain secured key territories, including Egypt, Sudan, Kenya, and South Africa. The construction of the Suez Canal in 1869 was a strategic boon, providing a direct route to India and reinforcing Britain's dominance in global trade. In the Pacific, Australia and New Zealand became integral parts of the empire. Penal colonies in Australia evolved into thriving settlements, while New Zealand saw the establishment of British rule through the Treaty of Waitangi in 1840. These territories became vital economic and strategic assets, science, culture, and governance. The British Empire's success was not solely due to military and economic factors. Science, culture and governance played pivotal roles. British scientists and inventors made groundbreaking contributions, from James Watt's steam engine to Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. The establishment of institutions like the Royal Society fostered innovation and intellectual exchange. Culturally, the English language and British legal systems became unifying forces in diverse colonies. British education, literature and values were disseminated through schools, universities and administrative systems. While these initiatives were often imposed, they left a lasting impact on global culture and governance. The 20th century, decline and decolonization. The 20th century brought new challenges to the British Empire. 2 world wars drained its resources and eroded its dominance. The rise of nationalist movements in colonies, inspired by leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Kwame Nkrumah, and Ho Chi Minh, accelerated the push for independence. The decolonization process began in earnest after World War II. India, the jewel in the crown, gained independence in 1947, followed by a wave of independence movements across Africa, Asia, and the Caribbean. The Suez Crisis of 1956 symbolized Britain's diminished global influence. Legacy of the British Empire. While the British Empire formally came to an end, its legacy endures. The Commonwealth of Nations, comprising former colonies, reflects a shared history and ongoing cooperation. The English language, legal systems, and cultural influences remain significant aspects of its global impact. The British Empire's story is one of ambition, resilience, and transformation. Its achievements and challenges offer valuable lessons about power, governance, and human endeavor. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the rise and legacy of the British Empire. We hope this exploration has provided insights into one of history's most fascinating chapters. Stay tuned for more historical narratives. Until next time, keep discovering the wonders of our shared past. Please share, like and subscribe.